Yo, what's up, guys? I wanted to talk about a post I made yesterday on Twitter that I think is going to be super valuable for you guys and what you can take with you for this upcoming bull run, or this bull run that we're currently in, but that we find ourselves in the beginning of. So I found this post of a picture that I really liked, and I think this is super valuable for you guys to understand and take home with you. So if we look at this picture, I'm going to try to put myself there. So this is basically an IQ board. Here's obviously the lower end, here's the retard, and here's the higher end. This is the smart ass, the one that actually has a high IQ and that is actually smart. Then we have the guy in the middle that has a very average IQ. And for the retard, he buys into what he thinks is cute. He buys the memes or the cryptocurrencies that he just thinks are cute or funny or whatever. And that's most of the case memes. Memes usually resonate with these retards. I'm not saying, in real life, these people actually don't have this low of an IQ, but it's just an example because most of these people are going to be the normies that come into the markets at a later stage. They don't actually have this low of an IQ, but because they're so ignorant and they know nothing about crypto, this is just like an analogy to put them on this end, just for it to make sense. But basically, they buy what they think is cute or funny. Like, Moshi actually posted this, and Moshi it's a cute meme, right? That a lot of people have bought into, and I think is going to do very, very well. I think Toshi is going to do better personally, but Moshi has a lot of potential. I think it has. Let's actually look into it. I don't know what the market cap is. Let's see, Moshi. Just a quick one. 30 million market cap. It's obviously gone down quite a lot. This was the height of it. But yeah, you get the point. But it actually has a lot of potential, and I think it's going to do very, very well deeper into this bull run when more volume comes into Coinbase and Base and so on. And the normies are going to resonate with Moshi. They're going to be like, oh, this is so cute. I just want to buy it. I really like this token. I'm just going to buy into it. And it's probably going to 10, 100x, which it actually is very likely to do, at least a 10x, very likely. I think it's maximum going to do a 10x because I think there are bigger or better meme coins out there, especially in the base chain, that are going to dominate and get most of the volume. But the point still stands that the normies will look at memes like Moshi and they'll be like, okay, this cat is actually cute. I like it and I want to buy it. So that's how they're thinking. Then we have this guy in the middle. I used to be this guy. And I used to think meme coins were absolutely retarded. Like, why the fuck would you buy a meme coin? It has no utility. It is absolutely worthless. It's only backed up by hype. There's nothing useful about it. And let me tell you guys, that is 100% true. This guy is right. But because he is right, he is missing out on a lot of money because the normies, this motherfucker right here, will have much more volume when they come into this market, into the markets compared to this guy that used to be me, and they will make the prices of these meme coins spike. And by this guy being smarter and thinking, oh, it's just a meme coin, it shouldn't go up that much. It shouldn't, but it will. That's the difference. It shouldn't, but it will. It may be a Ponzi scheme, it may be a fucking scam with no utility, but it's still gonna go up because the retards are gonna pump it. And by you being smarter than them and thinking, oh, it's just a meme coin, and you're being very logical in the markets, because the bull runs aren't super logical in my opinion. Everything just goes up. Coins with shitty tokenomics goes up, meme coins go up, every project goes up, even XRP goes up, and XRP is shit. Everything goes up. So you can't be 100% logical in a bull market. You have to think a little bit like a retard as well, like these guys. But if you think only like this guy and think only the good projects are going to do well, the ones with good tokenomics, the ones with good innovative technology, you're missing out on a lot of money. So don't be this guy. It's better if you're this guy rather than this guy. But this guy is not going to do well either because this guy is going to become exit liquidity. most of these guys don't make a lot of money. Most of them lose pretty much everything they have because they end up becoming exit liquidity. So, I mean, it's still better to be this guy because at least you're not going to be exit liquidity, most likely. But you're not going to make as much gains as you could have if you just understood the retards. Okay? So, I guess don't be any of these guys. But yeah, you're most likely this guy right now. Stop being this guy. You need to become this guy. This guy is the smartest of all of these guys, right? This guy understands that most of the volume will flow into memes because of these retards that come into the market. They just buy whatever because they think it's cute, because they think it's funny. They like to show it to their family. Hey, look, mom, I just bought this JPEG of a cat or this token of a cat. Like, they're idiots. They don't even know what they're buying. And then they get an emotional attachment to what they bought. And then they end up never selling and it just tanks to zero. Because eventually, all these shitty tokens, all these alts go to zero. And they will not perform, they won't outperform again the next bull run. Because new coins always outperform older coins. You have to understand that. So these guys, they end up never selling because they get an emotional attachment. And this guy understands how they work. He understands that the volume will come from these guys. I need to look at what appeals to the masses, right? And most of the masses will come through the Coinbase ecosystem because Coinbase is designed for normies. I've made videos about this in the past as well. Coinbase knows the normies better than anyone, and they've adjusted and adapted to the normies better than any other actor on the market. They understand that they like simplicity. They don't understand crypto. That's why they're creating the smart wallet. That's why they've made Coinbase so simple, and that's why, they're doing so well. Coinbase is, they're going to be the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest exchange and the biggest company at the end of this bull run because they truly understand the normies. They know what appeals to them. Simplicity and just simplicity and, also implementing a wallet that is easy to use, which they're gonna release it a bit later. I don't know what the release date is. But Coinbase understands the normies. And the smart guy here understands that Coinbase understands the normies. And the smart guy also understands how the normies operate. They want simplicity. They like memes. They like easy to use wallets. They don't like the complexity of it. They don't understand the value of having a hot or cold wallet. They probably store everything on the exchange because they don't know any better. And this guy understands everything this guy does. So he just knows what appeals to this guy and he follows pretty much their steps. He positions himself in their future positions before they do so. So he buys cheap before they will do it and they will buy months later, but he comes in at an earlier stage in the market because he knows eventually this motherfucker right here will come into the market and he will buy at an expensive price and he will pump the price up, which then he will understand, okay, they're in right now. They're being talked about, like crypto is being talked about in the news. Influencers are promoting tokens. Now it's time to get out. My exit liquidity is here. They've bought. They're buying at a very expensive price. Price goes parabolic, even though it's very expensive. And the market cap is already very, very high. So it's time for me to get out. Be this guy. Be this guy. Do not be super logical. Don't be like, oh, the technology has to be perfect. The tokenomics have to be perfect. No, of course, those things are very nice, especially in my opinion, tokenomics. You want good tokenomics. You need to learn and understand a little bit about tokenomics. Maybe I'll do a future video about that in the future. If you want to see that, just drop it in the comments and I'm gonna probably make a video about that. But what I'm trying to say is, this guy doesn't act on what is super logical because everything pumps in the bull markets. Everything pumps in the bull runs and you have to position yourself perfectly. And this guy will pump the prices like crazy because they'll come with the most volume into the markets. And Coinbase will take up most of that volume because they're the simplest exchange to use. Everyone knows of Coinbase. Even people who aren't into crypto, they know that, okay, oh, Coinbase, it's that crypto exchange, right? They don't want to use Binance because, I mean, they will. Some of them do. But Binance can be a little bit too complex for some people. I know it was for me when I started. When I started, the first crypto exchange I went to was Coinbase because I was a normie. And the normies will do the exact same thing. They will go to Coinbase, which will then funnel them into the smart wallet, which will then funnel them into Base. And they will buy memes. And this guy knows that they will buy memes on Base. So he positions himself before these guys come into the market. He buys at a very cheap price, many months in advance, maybe a year in advance even. And then when these come into the market, they pump the price up. He exits because his exit liquidity has already arrived, and then he's made a bunch of millions. So this is how this works, guys. You have to understand this. Don't be this guy because you're probably going to be exit liquidity. Don't be this guy either because you're probably going to lose out and miss out on a lot of amazing opportunities. I don't like meme coins that much either. There's still a scam. There's still a Ponzi. They're still going to tank to zero eventually. They have no utility. But I understand that the retards like meme coins. So therefore, I understand that this is where I need to position myself. I cannot be logical, even though I don't like meme coins and I don't see any value in them because there is none. There are some meme coins who actually have some utility, such as Beppe and Toshi, who are doing a lot of things in the background. They're building new and exciting projects such as launchpads, games, NFTs, and staking, and all those kinds of things. And they have good communities as well. But 99% of meme coins are absolutely useless. They're only backed up by hype. I know this, but this guy knows it as well. Both of these guys know it. But this guy is not willing to fall in line and position himself where he's going to make most of the money, whereas this guy is willing to set aside the logic and set aside his own emotions and just goes into, he's willing to go into what the exit liquidity like, what the retards like. This guy is not willing to go into what the retards like. He's not willing to position himself into what the retards like. So he's going to miss out on a lot of money. So be this guy over all these three guys. Never be this guy. This is the worst. And don't be this guy. And I'm just going to read out what I wrote as well, what I quoted. I said, understand how the retards operate during bull runs and you'll print as a result. The majority of market participants do not give a fuck about innovation and technology during bull runs, since the majority are normies when shit goes parabolic. So at a later stage in the bull run, when crypto becomes more normalized, when people start adopting it from left to right, when your taxi driver talks about it, when your colleagues ask you about it or talk about it, whatever, these are the people you want to sell to. And the only way you can sell to them is if you've positioned yourself before they've arrived. Because otherwise you're just going to buy at the same price as them and you're likely going to become exit liquidity. Your time to buy and your chance to buy is right now, so that when they come in, you are going to make a lot of profits and you can actually lock in those profits. You can realize them. So you need to get in before they do. They don't understand crypto and different sectors within crypto. They understand and resonate with memes. What is funny, what is cute, and so on. That's where the volume will flow into and pump the hardest. So guys, I hope you got some value out of this. And if you operate in this manner during this bull run, I think you're going to do extremely well. Obviously, you cannot operate like this during bear markets because these retards are not in bear markets. They have already exited. They're done. They're going to come back in 4 years. So this doesn't apply to bear markets. I'm not saying apply this logic and this strategy to all the markets in crypto, because bear markets and bull markets are very, very different. You have to understand that. But if you apply this to the upcoming bull run, the one we find ourselves in right now, you're going to do very well. As long as you know when to sell and you don't get too greedy. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother skill. The best advice I can say to you to take profits and not get out of this bull run broke is to not become greedy. When the market is at maximum greed, when everyone thinks they're a professional investor, that's when you need to get out. When everyone is super greedy and, refusing to sell, when everything goes parabolic, you have to understand something, guys. When it's the hardest to buy, that's when you should buy. Because right now the market is down, it's dying. It's not dying, but it's been dying for the last couple of weeks and something like that, but it will come back to life. But when the market is the way it is right now, that's when it's the hardest to buy. And that's when you should buy. And when the market is at its peak, that's when it's the most difficult to sell. And when it's the most difficult to sell, when it hurts to sell, that's when you should sell. Because everyone thinks the same. And you're going to think that you're going to miss out on a lot of profits if you don't sell when it goes parabolic, but you're going to be better off selling instead of holding on to the greed. Buy at maximum fear, sell at maximum greed. That's how you need to operate, and that's how you get out of this bull run with the profits. Because you haven't made any money until you've realized the gains. You have to understand that. Until you've converted the gains into stables or into fiat, then you haven't made any money. You have to understand this, guys. That's why I'm telling you to sell at maximum greed. Now is maximum fear. Buy right now, and then when you have maximum greed, when everyone thinks they're a fucking genius investor, that's when you need to sell. So guys, I hope again that you got some value out of this. Apply this strategy during this bull run, and I think you're going to do absolutely amazing. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments or reach out to me on Telegram, Twitter, whatever, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.